The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for the second day of June 2023. We should have a certified dandy for you as we play the games of Friday, August 10th, 2001. This should be a preview of the American League Championship Series. The Chicago White Sox have just exceeded every expectation possible. This is game number 114 for them, and they are 74-39. They have the second best record in baseball, and John Garland is going to get the call for them. They are in Seattle, where it is a beautiful night, 73 degrees. Winds gentle at 5 out to center field. The Mariners have the best record in baseball at 76-39. This is game 116 for them, and they're going to send out 11-game winner Aaron Seeley. And so this one should be all that and a bag of chips. Watch someone win 10-0. It's the White Sox and the Mariners next. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001 in Action PC Season Odyssey. Today from Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington, it is the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago White Sox. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so it'll be Aaron Seeley on the mound for Seattle. Aaron is a 4-game winning streak, making his 24th start of the year, 11-3 the record, a 3.71 ERA. 31 years old, curveball at 84, and a ground ball pitcher. He last pitched on the 5th against the Indians. In a 7-6 win, he went 6 innings, 116 pitches, 3 hits. All 3 runs were earned. He walked 3 and struck out 3. If you like the number 3, Aaron's your guy. No decision for Aaron on that afternoon. 160 innings, 136 hits, 69 runs, 66 earned, 20 homers. He's walked 42 while striking out 84. Good morning, Bernie. How are you? The lineup he'll face: Ray Durham will lead off and play second base. Jose Valentin at third will bat second. Miguel Ordonez in right will go third. Paul Konerko is the DH. He'll clean up. Carlos Lee is in left field. He'll bat fifth. Leifer is at first, not Paul Konerko. He'll bat sixth. Chris Singleton in center will bat seventh. Royce Clayton at short goes eighth. And Johnson behind the plate will bat ninth. John Garland should throw about 100 pitches when all is said and done for the White Sox. Al Martin is an 8-2 in left as we set the Mariner defense for you. Mike Cameron is a 10-5 in center. Ichiro, Mr. Wrestling 2. How many accounts you got? Ichiro is a 10-8 in right. Bart Backlebore a 5 at third. Carlos Guillen a 3 at short. Brett Boone a 6 at second. John Olerud a 6 at first. And Wilson, I believe it's Dan Wilson, a 7 and a 2 behind the plate. Seeley is an 8 on the mound with a .970 fielding percentage. How you doing? Mr. Wrestling 2 has 2 accounts. How you doing, John? So here we go. Ray Durham steps in at 304. 16 triples, 15 homers, 59 RBI. The White Sox and the Mariners essentially playing for the top seed in the American League. Durham, slow ground ball to Boone. Brett over to first. 1 out. Here's Jose Valentin. Jose at 279, 20 homers, and 60 RBI. Seeley's pitch struck him out. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed, and 2 quick outs. For Miguel Ordonez, Maggie at 325, 23 homers and 94 RBI. John has given me tongue twisters to read. Pretty good shape for the ship I'm in. Don't read that too fast, okay? Bad things might come out. Pitch to Ordonez. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk brings up Konerko. Paul at 308, 26 homers and 96 RBI. Whoever subbed yesterday during the ball game, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Didn't tell me who it was, but I'm showing one more now. Pitch to Konerko. There's a liner in the right center field. Ichiro will pick it up. Ordonez probably should go to third. Oh, they're going to try to get him. Remember, Ichiro has a cannon out there, and that's a good throw. But Ordonez slides in under the tag. And it's runners on the corners for Carlos Lee, 2 out. Carlos at 288, 19 homers and 74 RBI. Fly ball deep left field. Back goes Martin away back there and long gone. You can put that one on the board. Yes. And the Chi Sox are out to a 3-0 lead. All this with 2 out. For Lee, it's his 20th homer. And for Seeley, he thought he was out of the inning. That one just hooked on the correct side of the foul pole. And for the White Sox, it's a fast 3-run start. Brings up Jeff Leafer. Jeff at 285, 14 homers and 36 RBI. Seeley a bit rattled. Fly ball to right. Ichiro in the corner. And he will run out of real estate. No, he made the catch. How about that? So the seas parted for Ichiro, and he makes the catch. But not before the White Sox put up 3 runs on 2 hits and no errors. The 3-run homer from Carlos Lee puts the White Sox on top, 3-0. John Garland looking pretty sultry in that picture, making his 8th start of the year. 6-4 with a save. John with an earned run average that can't be found at 404. 21 years old, fastball at 90, a ground ball pitcher. Making his 8th start, he'll have 8 left. His last appearance came against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays on the 5th, a 7-4 win, which he got the win. 5 2/3, 91 pitches, 5 hits. 3 runs all earned, 2 homers, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Overall for John, 62 1/3, 59 hits, 29 runs, 28 earned, 9 home runs. He's walked 26 while striking out 30. And the lineup he'll face, well, of course, it's Ichiro leading off for Seattle and right. Mark McLemore at third will bat second. Edgar Martinez is the DH. He'll hit third. John Olerud cleans up at first. Brett Boone will play second and bat fifth. If you look at 3, 4, and 5, they're hitting 325, 322, and 333. Those are very good measurements. Mike Cameron in center will bat sixth. Al Martin in left will bat seventh. Carlos Guillen at short batting eighth, and Dan Wilson, who we don't hasn't played a lot in this replay, at least for us, will bat ninth. Seeley, by the way, threw 31 pitches in his half of the first. Descending the defense for the White Sox, Carlos Lee, a 6 and a 6 in left. Chris Singleton, a 7 and a 6 in center. Ordonez, a 4 and a 9 in right. Jose Valentin is a 7 at third. Clayton an 8 at short. Durham a 7 at second. Leafer not good at first. He's just a 2. This isn't Strat. Mark Johnson a 4 and a 5 behind the plate. Garland not a bad fielder. An 8 with a .962 fielding percentage. Ichiro at 355. 8 home runs and 68 RBI. Garland starts his effort. A ground ball base hit up the middle. And the Mariners can produce. Here's McLemore. Mark at 242. No home runs and 25 RBI. Ichiro's going to stay put for the moment. Garland throws over. And he's back. Now we'll work on McLemore. Fly ball, left center field. Well hit, but that will stay in the yard. The crowd liked it too much. Singleton makes the catch for the first out. So Ichiro has 48 steals, and he looks certain to go at some point. Edgar Martinez at 325, 21 homers, and 85 RBI. Ichiro goes. The throw down to Durham, and that's steal number 49. Wow. So runner in scoring position, 1 out for Edgar. 1-0 count. Ground ball to Clayton. He'll pick it up, throw it over to Leifer for the out. Ichiro stays put. 2 out for John Olerud, hitting 322, 17 homers, and 84 RBI. Olerud, slow chopper to Leifer. Garland over to catch the underhanded toss, and Olerud is retired. Mariners get a hit, leave a runner on after 1, 3-0 White Sox. So it'll be Singleton, Clayton, and Johnson to face Seeley. Singleton at 328, 5 homers, and 33 RBI. Yankees in Oakland is the Tuesday night offering. So the White Sox 74-39. Singleton strikes out. A 1-2 curve got him looking. In fact, in all 6 divisions, we'll show you this in a few minutes, the White Sox have the biggest lead. It's now 10.5 games. Clayton at 270, 9 homers, and 45 RBI. Base hit down the line and left. Martin will go chase it. That's extra. Clayton has a good head of speed going. He's got 2 of these, and he'll hold right there. McLemore, no one's going to confuse him with Brooks Robinson. Dove, but dove too late. And Clayton has his 13th double of the year. Here's Mark Johnson at 227, a home run and 3 RBI. So Seeley's defense has let him down as Johnson draws the walk. So the opening 9 for Aaron, not good at all. An inning and a third, 45 pitches, 3 hits. The home run to Carlos Lee. All 3 runs are earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. First and second, Durham ground ball to McLemore. Boone for 1, and Durham will beat the throw. So it's a 5-4 fielder's choice. 2 out, Clayton on third, Durham on first for Valentin, who struck out his first time up. Fly ball right field. Suzuki moving over, and Ichiro will make the catch, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit. They leave on 2. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Chicago. So what you guys all doing? How you doing, Big Dave? Hopefully you're all right. Haven't seen you in a while. Brett Boone at 333, 26 homers, and 97 RBI. Garland starts the second. Fly ball deep left field. Lee will have that hook foul, but right in his hands. Leapt in, made the catch, and I'll bring up Mike Cameron at 248, 13 homers and 65 RBI. Ground ball, base hit. So Cameron's on, second hit for the Mariners, and Mike's stolen 28 bases this year. Here's Al Martin, 248, 5 homers, 26 RBI. Yeah, I wouldn't trust Twitch with that at all. Garland throws to first. Cameron is back. Martin really can't hit and run. There goes Cameron. The throw down is going to be, I'm not sure what that was. It's a stolen base. All that just to say he swiped it pretty clean. So 29 for Cameron and a 1 strike count to Martin. Fly ball left field. Lee, he'll get it. Cameron will tag. Lee has a decent arm. And so Mike will hold 2 out. Brings up Guillen at 274. Carlos has 3 triples, 7 homers, and 46 RBI. 3-0 White Sox in what should be a preview of the American League Championship Series. The 2 best teams in the American League going at it on a Friday night in Seattle, Washington. Pitch to Guillen. Popped up right side. Leafer. And I don't think the C's are going to part for him. And that's out of play. A goat made that catch. Just saying. You know who it is. Count is 0-2. Pitch to Guillen. Gets away from Johnson, and Cameron moves up 90. So he has all the speed to score regardless of whether he was on second or third. But now that first run is 90 feet away. 1-2 the count. Guillen punches this one to third. Valentin is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 2, 3-0 Chicago. So Ordonez, Konerko, and Lee to face Seeley, who's up to 52 pitches already. Maggie walked and scored in the first. And Ordonez draws another walk. So full count, fastball high and in. Konerko singled and scored in the first on the Lee home run. Konerko grounds it to third. McLemore goes to Boone for 1. Brett will throw to first. And that is a 5-4-3 double play. So then I'll bring up Carlos Lee. He belted his 20th of the year in the first, and he's now driven in 77. Popped up, left side, McLemore. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. Finally an easy inning for Seeley. Chicago 3, Seattle nothing. So here's Dan Wilson, who just never seems to catch on a day that we do a Seattle game. Hitting .284, 8 homers, and 47 RBI. Garland's pitch struck him out. That's 1 for John. Full count fastballs for that opening 9 for Garland. 29 pitches. 2 1/3, 2 hits, and 1 strikeout. Ichiro singled and stole a base his first time up. Popped up. Right side. Durham. 2 out. So I'll ask this. Would you guys rather have all day games for this? Or do you like supposedly the 1 night stream a week? McLemore is 0 for 1. Garland works. Ball 4. Bernie has visited Safeco once. It does kind of have a Fenway type look, doesn't it? The Kingdome for its time was a modern marvel. But this, we've done quite a few games here at Safeco this year. I like the look of it. I personally think that all baseball should be played on grass. Here's Edgar Martinez. He's 0 for 1. McLemore, by the way, a good threat to steal. And Bernie, by the way, has his game of the week at 1:30 on YouTube. Throw to first. McLemore back. Now McLemore's not going to steal. And Martinez draws the walk. So first and second, 2 out for Olerud. John, the tying run here in the third. He's 0 for 1. Second walk issued by Garland. Olerud swings, ground ball to first. Leafer picks it up, takes it himself, and that will do it. So the M's leave on 2. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 4th here at Safeco. White Sox 3, Mariners nothing. So it'll be Leifer, Singleton, and Clayton here in the fourth. Jeff is 0 for 1. Struck him out. That's 3 for Seeley. Leifer fouled her right in the middle. Wilson. 1 out for Singleton, who struck out. Seeley not a strikeout artist in real life, 215 innings and 114. And if you're so inclined, that's the link to Bernie's game. Ground ball, Boone, behind the bag over to first, 2 out. Here's Clayton. Royce doubled his first time up. Since the Lee home run, Seeley has settled in. The problem is that pitch count with 2 out in the fourth is high. He's at 72. Ground ball to third. McLemore across the way to Olerud, who will make the play, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the fourth, 3-0 Chicago. Of course, my nose itches. So here are the standings. What happens when your nose itches? Is that the one where you're gonna kiss a fool? My wife wouldn't like that. The National League standings are like this. The Phillies lead the Marlins by 2 games. The Braves are 6 back. In fact, the Dodgers have a better record. In the Central, Houston 8.5 over Chicago, 9.5 over St. Louis. In the West, San Francisco 2.5 over Arizona. Again, make out with a fool, I think. In the American League East, the Yankees are 4.5 above the Red Sox. In the Central, the biggest lead in baseball, 10.5 for Chicago over Cleveland. In Seattle, even at 76 and 38, 3 ahead of Oakland. So the wild cards, if the season ended today, Florida and Arizona would have a 1-game playoff to determine the wild card. And in the American League, Oakland has a 7-game lead over Boston. All right, well, it's tougher for me to do the night games. Not tougher, but people aren't used to that. And that also gives me some time on Tuesday to maybe do something else on tape or do the show with Dave or whatever. So back to business. So 3-0 White Sox here. Brett Boone is 0 for 1. Boone strikes out. Garland got him. Check swing. Strike 3. Is Brent still here? I got a question for Brent. Here's Mr. Cameron. Mike singled and stole a base. This Mariner team, you know who they remind me of? The mid-'80s Cardinals with power. I'm expecting there to be a podcast today. I don't know if he'll get it out today or tomorrow, but we're supposed to be taping one. It's on the question you asked me, Bernie. All right, so Brent, you and I talked about this. I actually got Johan Santana for my perfect team. And by the way, the perfect team, there's a bug crawling on me. Is 4 games out of first, I think. But it didn't tell me that I had to activate him. And so I wasn't quite sure after I bought him that he was available for me. I figured it out, but don't you think that should be, if you buy a player that way, they don't automatically go to your reserves? Pitch to Cameron, who's 1 for 1. Struck him out. Garland got another. So that's 3 for John, 2 out for Martin, who's 0 for 1. Line drive to Valentine, and that'll do it. So the Mariners continue to not score. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th, 3-0 Chicago. So Johnson, Durham, and Valentine to face Seeley here in the 5th. Mark walked his first time up. Ground ball to McLemore over to Olerud. 1 out. Brent's response. If you're on the team when you purchase him, he goes in the reserve. Otherwise, he goes in the card pool. All right, well, I guess I figured that out because the money got taken out. He's done quite well, by the way. Here's Ray Durham. Ray's 0 for 2. But he probably missed a start while I figured out where he was. Seeley opening 18, 78 pitches, 4 1/3, 3 hits, a home run, walking 3, and struck out 3 so far. Durham draws the walk. The 3-1 fastball was low. And that'll bring up Valentine, who is 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Fly ball, right field, well hit, but Ichiro barely has to move. Yeah, it'd be nice to get in the playoffs in the Iron League. But I need some monies. Yordan Alvarez, by the way, is my hero. And Gus Zernial is building his statue next to Gus's. In all the multiplayer games I do, I think that Yordan Alvarez has paid off more than anything else I've ever done. Ordonez has walked twice and scored once. Line drive, left center field, base hit. Guillen should have had it. Durham is going to try for third. Martin's going to throw to third, and that's going to be close, and they did not get him. That's an error, as a matter of fact. The throw got past McLemore. Durham scored, and that's an E7. And so it's 4-0. Not much is going Aaron Seeley's way. Remember, all 3 runs in the first came with 2 out. The 3-run shot by Lee, who's on deck. Canerco 1 for 2. Paul has singled and scored. Ground ball to third. McLemore over to first, and that will retire the side. You guys get a commercial. It is cooling off. It's only 79 degrees here in Burlington. Halfway home on a Friday, 4-0 Chicago. So 4-0 White Sox here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. If you joined us late, here's how we got here. Carlos Lee, a 3-run homer to make it 3-0 in the first. And just a moment ago, Maglio Ordonez singled home Durham to make it 4-0 Chicago. John Garland, a 2-hitter through 4. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. Aaron Seeley is kind of shaking his head. Just the 4 hits through 5. But 4 runs all earned. A homer to Lee. He has walked 4 while striking out 3. And that pitch count is high. Carlos Guillen is 0 for 1. Justin, that's why we do it, Jamie. You just never know. So, Monday night, OOTP Monday, Uncle Ron gets to become a general manager of a major league franchise. Plus, we'll update you on the streamers. Our next retro sports spectacular, doing some tennis. Pitch to Guillen. Line drive up the middle, and that is a base hit. Who it will be, the king and queens of clay. Find out next week on the Retro Sports Spectacular. Dan Wilson struck out his first time up. Guillen a threat to steal. Wilson a threat to bunt. Garland throws to first. Guillen is back. Wilson squares. Bunt is down. Leifer has it. Throws to Durham. over to Guillen. 1 out for Ichiro, who's 1 for 2. He has singled and stolen a base. 49 already. Garland is opening 18, 73 pitches, 4 1/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. How many times did Lindell win in Paris? Nadal and Chrissy will be, they obviously won't be playing each other, but they will be there. I'd have to look. Pitch to Suzuki. Ground ball to Durham. Ray throws to first, and Ichiro is retired. Guillen moves to third. So Garland trying to hold the shutout now. 2 out for McLemore, who has walked and is 0 for 1. I think between Nadal and Everett, I think they've won close to 25. McLemore into left. Lee will make the catch to retire the side. All right, we go to the 6th. Let me look it up. We can do that. Hold on. Yeah, Nadal is 14. Sealy starts the inning. It'll be Lee, Leifer, and Singleton. Carlos 1 for 2. It'll be Bjorn Borg and Rafael Nadal, by the way. Borg is 6. The other guy I don't think is even carded by time travel tennis. Pitch to Lee. There's a fly ball, right center field. Cameron coming in, makes a catch, 1 out. Jeff Leifer is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Can you imagine winning something 14 times? Leifer draws the walk. So for Sealy, that's his 5th. Singleton is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 4-0 the White Sox here in the 6th. Struck him out. Curveball in the inside corner. So Sealy looking at Royce Clayton here. 1 for 2, a double. 2 out, top the 6th. Clayton fouls it off Wilson's mask. They ask Dan where he is. He says Knott's Berry Farm, and they say he's okay to go. Ground ball to Guillen. Carlos over to Boone, and that will retire the side. So no runs. The White Sox have left on 4 through 6 after 5 1/2. They lead 4-0. I usually find Jamie Clayport tennis to be quite boring, but my goodness, he's won 14 of them. So Edgar Martinez leads off the bottom of the 6th. Edgar is 0 for 1 with a walk. Garland starts the inning. Ground ball left side, base hit. And that'll bring up Olerud, who's 0 for 2. Ground ball, Clayton running in deep in the hole. Only throw is to first. Olerud is safe. So an infield hit. That was just a slow chopper that Clayton really couldn't do much with. And so it's first and second, nobody out for Brett Boone, who is 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Got him! And that'll do it for Garland. Matt Ginter is coming in to pitch. Garland will have struck out 4. Got a pitching change. Game coming to you from Safeco Field in Seattle. Ginter, making his 17th appearance, is 3-0 with a 2.42 ERA. He's 23 years old, slider at 88, and a ground ball plus pitcher. He can throw 35 pitches. Last pitched on the 8th against the Angels in a 7-6 win. He went 1/3 of an inning and struggled. 15 pitches, a hit, and a walk. So overall, 26 innings for Matt, 15 hits, 7 runs all earned, a home run. He walked 9 while striking out 17. Vilander is carded, but Borg won 6. So it'll be Nadal and Borg. I'll look for the women in a minute. Mike Cameron is 1 for 2. He has singled, struck out, and stole a base. Cameron laces this one to third. Valentin is there, and everyone has to scamper back. 2 out. Here's Al Martin. He's 0 for 2. Slow chopper to Durham. Ray throws to Leifer, and Martin is retired. So that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the 7th here in Seattle, 4-0 Chicago. The Mariners have left on 7. Lefty, switchy, switchy. So Arthur Country Roads will come in to pitch. Arthur 2-2, a 2.52 ERA, 31 years old, making his 47th appearance. Fastball at 93 and a ground ball pitcher. Last pitched in their 8-0 shutout of Toronto on the 7. Went an inning and a third, 29 pitches, 2 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. 39 1/3 for Arthur. 38 hits, 15 runs, 11 earned, 4 homers, 15 walks, 49 strikeouts, and a bunch of nightmares for Orioles fans. Johnson is 0 for 1 with a walk. Rhodes starts the 7th. Chopper to Olerud. John makes a fine play, underhands it to Rhodes for the out. So here's Ray Durham. Ray has walked and scored. He's 0 for 2. I think I did Everett and Longland before, so it'll be Chrissy and Steffi for the King and Queen of Clay. And thanks for looking that up, Jamie. So Madam Grace versus Fraulein Forehand. Pitch to Durham. Ground ball to Boone. Brett over to Olerud for the out. 2 away for Valentin, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Rhodes gets the easy inning. Stretch time. 4-0 White Sox. Longland, who was the darling of French tennis before the war, died of leukemia early. I don't think she was 40. Carlos Guillen, by the way, as we make that awkward transition, 1 for 2 with a single. Gets hit. Skinner hit him. Got him in the leg. Here's Dan Wilson. Dan is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Got him. 2-2 slider, swung on and missed. Brings up Ichiro, 1 for 3. A single, a stolen base. Nibbles this one down to Leifer, who'll take it to the bag himself for the out. 2 out for McLemore. Jamie says if you wanted to go way back, when it was the French Championship, Adine Masson won 5 starting in 1897. The whole point of doing these retro sports spectaculars is to have people who actually want to watch them. I think I'll pass on her, but thanks for asking, though. Here's McLemore. At least I should know who they are. McLemore is 0 for 2 with a walk. She could be the Cleveland... No, but... well, that's true. She could be the Cleveland Spiders at tennis. She won almost as many as the Cleveland Spiders. Do you think if he handed Dummy Hoy a racket and put him on a clay court, he'd know what to do? Brent would watch. Thank you, Brent. Pitch to McLemore. Ball 4. So the Mariners got something cooking here in the 7th with 2 out. Just in time for Edgar Martinez, who's 1 for 2. Edgar has walked and singled. So he's not the tying run, but he can make this a whole lot more interesting right now. With 2 out. Ball 4, and they're loaded. For John Olerud, who is 1 for 3 with a single. Olerud does have 1 grand slam on the ledger this season. He has 17 overall home runs. Wow, Jamie, I appreciate that. Thank you. So here we go. They are loaded for bear. And look at that. Martinez has a 90% chance to steal an occupied bag. Who in their right mind would ever try to steal Edgar Martinez at this point? Johnson and Ginter say, let's just get out of this, shall we? Olerud the tying run, and now he's walked home a run as Guillen will score. Ginter slams the ball in his glove. 2 out, 4-1 for Brett Boone, who really is a candidate for MVP. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts so far, but he has driven in 97. And if he should clear the decks, gotta be careful how fast I say that, that would give him 100 on the year. Pitch to Boone. Line drive, left center field. McLemore scores. Here comes Edgar. What's Lee gonna do? Lee will throw to the plate, and it's gonna be close. He beat it. So a 2-run single for Boone. Olerud goes to third, and that'll do it for Ginter. But the Mariners have made this a ball game. It's now 4-3. So Bob Howard coming in, making his 51st appearance, 4-0, 2 saves, a 2.73 ERA. He's 27 years old as I slide where I'm trying to be. Fastball at 93 and a ground ball pitcher. And he needs a ground ball now. He last pitched 2 nights ago on the 8th in that 7-6 win over Anaheim. Went an inning and a third, 27 pitches, 3 hits, a run. It was earned. He struck out 2. So overall for Bob, 56 innings, 56 hits, 17 runs all earned, 4 homers, 13 walks, and 53 strikeouts. Madame Masson, in an egregious oversight, was not carded. I'm not sure. Well, let me finish the inning before I go off on this tangent. Cameron is 1 for 3 with a stolen base and a strikeout. That one hit was a single. Olerud, the tying run on third. Boone, the go-ahead run on first. Cameron draws the walk, and they're loaded again for Al Martin, who is 0 for 3. So the bases are full of Mariners. 4-3, the White Sox now hanging on by the hair of their chinny chin chin. Howery deals, struck him out with the bases loaded. He foul-tipped it in the glove of Johnson, and Johnson snow-cone to catch. But that's all that matters. 3 runs on a hit and no errors. The Mariners have left on 10, which is why after 7, it's Chicago 4, Seattle 3. Howery just came in. I believe that was only a second batter. They did pull Ginter. Anyway, to make the last point about tennis, as Ordonez steps in, he's walked twice, singled, and scored, is that for a while, I know they did this at Wimbledon, if you won the year before, you were automatically in the final. And so all you had to do was win one match. Well, everyone else had to run the gauntlet to get there. And so I just kind of wonder, in the case of Madame Masson, if that's the case. She won one year, and then just kind of, we'll see you when it's done. So Rhodes will face Ordonez to start the 8th. Chopper to Rhodes, first base side of the rubber, over to Olerud, 1 out. Here's Konerko. Ball is 1 for 3. He has singled, rounded into a double play, and a run scored. Bernie, I don't know if you have time travel tennis, but it's made by the same man who made Classic F1 that we were talking about yesterday. Pitch to Konerko. Got him! So an 0-2 changeup. Konerko swung right through it, and that'll bring up Lee. Carlos had that 3-run homer in the first, which looms very large now, but that's been his only hit. Classic soccer, too. Yeah, I figured that was the case. That once you win one, as long as you defend your championship, you don't have to go through. Interesting system. Would never fly today. Pitch to Lee. Line drive to Boone, and that'll do it. So Rhodes gets you a bonus inning if you're a Mariner fan. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-3 White Sox. So Guillen, Wilson, and Ichiro here to face Howery in the 8th. Bob walked a man and then struck out Martin with the bases loaded to end the 7th. Mr. Wrestling approves the championship match format. Carlos Guillen is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Fly ball, right center field. Singleton goes back, makes the catch. 1 out. Dan Wilson is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Anybody want to offer a suggestion of who I'd take on as a GM and for what year? Pitch to Wilson. Another foul ball off the mask of Johnson. And so they ask, no, not doing the 1899 Spiders. I don't think you can do that in OOTP. They ask Johnson where he is. He says Tijuana. And they offer him some barbecued iguana. The 0-1 to Wilson. Fly ball, right field. Ordonez in the corner. Yes, you can, and Brent likes that idea. Oh, my goodness. There's no free agency, though. '61 Senators. Here's Ichiro. Ichiro is 1 for 4. He has singled and stolen a base. I was thinking the Nats. to be more modern. Pitch to Ichiro. Fly ball, right center field. Back goes Singleton, and Chris will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No run. Yeah, I like the Expos idea too. After 8, no runs, no hits, no errors. White Sox 4, Mariners 3. I think we're going to let Rhodes pitch to Leifer. Jeff is 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. Aaron Rowan will pinch hit. And that'll do it for Rhodes. It'll be Jeff Nelson. Trying to hold us to a 1-run game. Pitching change coming to you from Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington. So Nelson making his 46th appearance. 6-5 on the replay. A 4.56 ERA. 34 years old. 77 Mets could be intriguing because I wouldn't trade Seaver, right? Slider at 91 and a ground ball pitcher. Last pitch against the Jays on the 8th, picked up a win in that 4-3 ball game. Went a clean inning with a strikeout on 14 pitches. 47 1/3 for Jeff. 27 hits, 28 runs, 24 earned, 4 homers, 36 walks, 49 strikeouts. 80 Red Sox. Yep, the end of that run. 86 Mets or 78 Yankees would get you banned, Brent. What do you mean you traded Dwight Gooden to Pittsburgh for Barry Bonds? I just thought it needed to happen. Rowan as a pinch hitter at 250, a homer, and 2 RBIs. You traded Reggie Jackson to Seattle? For Craig Reynolds? Yeah, I did. Rowan at 243, 2 homers, and 11 RBI. Nelson starts the 9th, ground ball to short. Guillen to Olerud for the out. 1 away for Chris Singleton. 82 Reds. Well, they become 81. They had the best record before and would have made the playoffs for the strike. Singleton is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, by the way. 1 out. Nelson deals. Fly ball, center field. Cameron will make the catch, 2 out. It'll be McLemore, Martinez, and Olerud in the 9th for Seattle. Royce Clayton 1 for 3 with a double. Nelson pitch. Ground ball to Boone. Brett picks it up, throws to first. And that will retire the side. So Keith Folk coming in. Chicago trying to lock this one down. They lead 4-3. So Folk, who has slammed the door 32 times out of 32. He has not blown a save chance yet. 28 years old, throws a fastball at 90. His specialty is a change, a ground ball plus pitcher. 2-0 with a 1.29 ERA. Against the Angels on the 9th, so last night a 7-5 win. A 2-inning save, 28 pitches, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Overall for Keith, 49 innings, 25 hits, 7 runs all earned, 5 homers, 11 walks, and 54 strikeouts. It'll be McLemore, Martinez, and Olerud. The Mariners need 1 to tie, 2 to win. Mark has walked twice, 0 for 2 of the runs scored. Ground ball to third, Valentine. Over to Herbert Parry, who's at first base. He's a 2 there. 1 out. Herbert will bat 6th if the game goes on. Edgar 1 for 2. Edgar's got 2 walks, a single, and a run scored. 70. Interesting thought with the 77 men. 12 Nats. Pitch to Martinez. Struck him out. And 0-2 from Folk, swung on a miss. I was also thinking 67 Red Sox. But again, I want to have something that can bridge the audiences between those who like newer and those who like older. John Olerud is 1 for 3. He has a walk and an RBI. Last chance saloon here for Seattle. This one's been a dandy. Folk winds and deals, an Olerud ground ball to Durham, and the White Sox have beaten the Mariners by the score of 4-3. So in 3 hours and 27 fake minutes, the White Sox 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They moved to 75-39. And they left on 4. The Mariners had their chances. 3 runs, 6 hits, and an error. But you're not going to win an awful lot of ball games when you strand 10. Which is what they did. Aaron Seeley takes the loss. He'd like a word with his defense. 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. A home run by Carlos Lee, who is your digital dice player of the game, by the way. He walked 5 and struck out 4, did Seeley, who's now 11-4. Rhodes and Nelson pitched well out of the pen. John Garland, 5 1/3 to get his 7th win. He goes to 7-4. 5 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Ginter, despite giving up the 3 runs, gets a hold. Howery and Folk picks up his 33rd save and 33 chances. That's pretty good. The rest of this Friday night in baseball for you. On this 10th day of August, the Giants shut out the Cubs 2-0 at Wrigley. Sean Estes, 8-9 now. Lieber, 11-4. Marvin Bernard, 2 for 3, is 9th of the year. Pittsburgh beats San Diego 6-5. Fetters, 3-1. Trevor Hoffman, 4-4. Wilson, 3 for 4, is 3rd of the year and drives in 3. Reds beat the Rockies 11-4. Retzma, 9-7. Chacon, 6-8. Chris, by the way, a 1-hitter through 8 with a walk or 2 walks and 1 run. That was earned. Adam Dunn, 2 for 4, 9th of the year and drives in 3. Dodgers beat the Phillies 3-2. Baldwin 3-0. Figueroa 2-4. We had Nelson on this week. Shaw's 33rd save for the Dodgers. Mets beat the Cardinals 3-1. Walker 1-0. Matthews 4-4. Edmonds 3 for 3, a double and a stolen base. Montreal downed Milwaukee 4-1. Mike Thurman, 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, a 2-hit ball. He goes to 2-6. Quevedo, 0-1 for the Brewers, and Rondell White, 1 for 1 with his 11th home run. Houston beats Florida 4-3. Octavio Dotel, 8-2. Ruffin, 1-1. That can't be Brewers, can it? Eusebio is 7th of the year, 1 for 1, drives in 3. Arizona behind Kurt Schilling beats Atlanta 6-4. Schilling 14-4. Kevin Millwood 3-5. The Braves are now 5 out at 57-58. Luis Gonzalez hits his 41st, 2 for 4. He drives in 2. Twins beat the Rays 6-2. Joe Mays, 12-6. Wilson falls to 8-6. Doug McCavich, 2 for 4, 16th of the year, drives in 4. Texas beats Cleveland 6-3. Davis 10-6. Woodard 3-4. The lead now is 11.5 for Chicago. Zimmerman picks up his 30th save. Tigers beat the Royals 7-5. Jared Weaver, his 11th win of the year. Bird falls to 2-5. Fick 3 for 4 with a double. Yankees beat the A's 7-5. Wittesick 5-0. Issinghausen 6-4. Signs 2 for 4. 2 home runs, drives in 3. Last but not least, Tirana beats Anaheim 5-3. Lyon 2-0. Schoenweiss falls to 4-12. And Raul Mondesi 2 for 3. He's 18th of the year and drives in 2. Well, I'll take your suggestions there. Can't believe Brent would want me to win with the 86 Mets. What is wrong with you? Anyway, for now, thank you so much for watching. Hoping to do Digital the Dice today. And we'll be with you Monday night for the OOTP show. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Have a safe weekend. So long, everybody.